In the previous issues, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, has been turned into a vampire, and as an infiltrator within the Justice League, he's systematically taking them down one by one. In the last issue, we saw him use his vampiric compulsion to take out Barry Allen, the Flash, one of the biggest threats to the vampire uprising. Barry's insatiable hunger would have made him unstoppable, so he had to go. We'll revisit Barry's fate later in this issue, but for now, let's see what's happening with the rest of the League. Issue number 3 kicks off with the Justice League standing over Barry Allen's lifeless body, completely stunned. How could the Flash, the fastest man alive, be taken down? Who could have possibly done this? Nobody has answers, and Hal Jordan is leading the charge and asking all the right questions he already knows the answers to. He's the killer, after all. Using his vampire hypnosis, he paralyzed Barry, making him defenseless before delivering the final blow. Now, Hal is doing everything he can to cover his tracks. Meanwhile, Batman isn't buying it. He has his suspicions, but he's keeping them to himself. Right now, anyone could be compromised, and he's not taking any chances. Until he has definitive proof, he's keeping his cards close to his chest. As the investigation unfolds, Hal directs the League's efforts, suggesting they check the Flash's rogues gallery for possible suspects. But while the Justice League scrambles for answers, we shift focus to a more street-level conflict: Ratcatcher. Ratcatcher finds himself face-to-face with a vampire, one of many that have been systematically hunting down Gotham's underworld. The vampires aren't just targeting heroes. They're eliminating, or converting, every criminal with influence, ensuring total dominance over society. Just when it looks like Ratcatcher is out of luck, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, shows up to save the day. At first, she's not sure what's going on, but the second she realizes the guy Ratcatcher is fighting is an actual vampire, she jumps into action. She puts up one hell of a fight, landing solid hits, but the vampire proves too strong. Just as things start looking grim, Nightwing swoops in to back her up. For now at least, we know Barbara and Dick are still human. But they've just learned something big. The vampires aren't just lurking in the shadows anymore. They're organized, they're hunting, and they're making their move. Our story takes us beneath the Hall of Justice, deep into the underground sewer system. Batman is leading the way, accompanied by Jaina, one of the Wonder Twins, who has been desperately searching for her missing brother Zan. She followed Batman here, believing he has a lead on his whereabouts. And she's right. Batman is looking for Zan, but he's also searching for answers. A vampire named Andrew Bennett had come to Batman for help, and not long after, both Bennett and Zan vanished. The only clue Batman has? Traces of 2 distinct DNA samples found in the Hall's infirmary, one belonging to a vampire and the other to an alien. It's grim news. Batman suspects that whatever remains of Zan is somewhere down here in the sewers. And so, their search begins. Meanwhile, the Penguin is running for his life. Vampires are closing in, and he barely manages to reach Zatanna, begging for help. But the vampires aren't after her. They don't see her as a threat. Their real target is Penguin because of his ties to Lex Luthor. Luthor had claimed to possess a cure for vampirism, something tied to his own blood that he managed to get to Batman before his death. But before Penguin can process any of this, the revelation comes too late. Zatanna is a vampire herself. Completely unaware of her true nature, he never sees it coming. The Penguin is slaughtered, another casualty in the underworld's slow collapse. Elsewhere, on the shoreline where Barry Allen met his end, Wonder Woman stands in grief, with Hal Jordan approaching her. He tries to comfort her, offering words of solace. But Wonder Woman notices something. Small slips in his speech, the way he so easily refers to Barry in the past tense, while she still struggles to do the same. Suspicion creeps in, and Hal realizes he's losing control of the conversation. Before he can backpedal, Wonder Woman acts. Her lasso is around him in an instant, compelling him to tell the truth. But Hal doesn't resist. He openly admits it. He's a vampire. He killed Barry Allen. And what's more, he never wanted Barry dead. He wanted him to join their ranks. When Hal first wielded the Green Lantern ring, he thought he understood power. But now, as a vampire, he knows true strength. Wonder Woman, of course, refuses to be swayed. She won't join the ranks of murderers. But Hal isn't worried. With his vampire compulsion, he hypnotizes her, convincing her to let go of her resistance. He wants her to experience this new life, to embrace it. Slowly he moves in, his fangs sinking into her skin. And in that moment, it seems Wonder Woman has fallen to the darkness. Our story shifts to the streets of Gotham, where we find Black Canary at the crime scene of the Penguin's brutal murder in a dark alleyway. This kind of carnage is becoming a pattern across the city. Watching from the shadows is Damian Wayne, his suspicions locked onto Canary. He isn't sure if she's a vampire. She isn't sure if he is either. The tension is thick, and in an instant, a fight erupts. Damian quickly gains the upper hand, until Canary makes her move. She jabs something into his stomach. A needle. She's drawing his blood, needing undeniable proof that he's not infected. With a swift kick to his face, she puts distance between them. Now, not only does Damian know she's not a vampire, but she also has his blood sample to confirm he's still human. Meanwhile, Batman dives deep into the sewers, searching for any trace of the missing Wonder Twin, Zan. When he resurfaces, he's holding the only thing left, a severed fingertip. Seeing this, Jaina crumbles in grief. But her sorrow quickly turns to rage. She demands answers from Batman, wanting to know who did this. Batman studies the severed finger and realizes something chilling. It wasn't cut off by any metal blade. The cut is too clean, too precise. It was done with light. Elsewhere, Canary arrives at an old abandoned truck stop. Inside, she meets Speedy, and soon after, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow himself. For some time now, Canary has been working behind the scenes, scouting for vampires, identifying who can be trusted. They had suspected Penguin might be one of them, but that theory has been laid to rest, literally. She informs Oliver about her encounter with Damian. While his behavior seemed off, Oliver isn't too alarmed. After all, Damian is a strange kid on a normal day, but they now have his blood sample, along with others, to test for signs of vampirism. The real fear? That the vampires have turned Batman. If Batman has been infected, his intelligence and strategic mind would make him nearly unstoppable. He'd be able to outthink, outmaneuver, and deceive Oliver at every turn, even fooling any tests meant to detect the infection. Right now, that means one thing. No one in the Bat family can be trusted. At the Hall of Justice, the remaining heroes gather, each splitting up to track down villains across the globe. But something alarming is happening. Many of their greatest enemies have simply disappeared. Then two figures walk into the room, carrying some of the most devastating news yet. Hal Jordan and Diana Prince step forward and deliver the bombshell. Batman has killed Barry Allen. And that's where this chapter of DC vs. Vampires leaves us, with shocking betrayals, rising tensions. But this war is far from over. What happens next? Who can the heroes really trust? And is there any hope left to stop the vampire uprising? Make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next part of this dark and twisted saga.